everyone. This is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Legal Environment of Business at Ozarka College. Today what I'm going to do is give you just a little bit of feedback on the chapters 25 through 27 activities that I finished grading this morning. And then I'm going to tell you what we've got coming up due for our last set of chapter activities. And I'll briefly discuss the final exam. Alright, so the first thing is, like I said, I did finish grading the chapters 25 through 27 activities this morning. Go ahead and look at your grade for those activities and read the corresponding grading comments. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Most of you did well on the chapters 25 through 27 activities. So I appreciate the time and effort that you're putting in. So keep up the good work on that. The discussion that we had for chapters 25 through 27 that dealt with at-will employment versus contract employment, I thought that went very well. I really enjoyed reading everyone's comments. Now, many of you stated in your reply that O'Neill would be considered an at-will employee. But when you're looking at cases like this, it's important to dig a little bit deeper than what you see on the surface of the case. You really have to dig a little bit deeper. And in this case, if you dig a little bit deeper into it, you realize that an implied contract was formed through the actions of the employer. Specifically, in this case, the wording that was used in the faculty handbook, as well as the employment renewal letters, created an implied contract, employment contract between O'Neill and his employer. And it was for a specified one-year term. And so since he was terminated before that one-year term was up, he did have legal basis to sue his employer and receive compensation for that. So when you're looking at legal cases like this, a lot of the cases that are placed in textbooks for us to kind of look at are specifically designed to kind of look one way on the surface, and then when you go into it a little bit further and explore it a little bit more, then it directs you to another portion of the law, or different, sometimes a completely different outcome or outlook on the case. And so it's important when you're looking at legal cases like this to not just look at the surface of it and just assume that that it's one way. You have to go into it a little bit more in detail and kind of analyze each part of the case. Okay? All right. Now, that brings us to what we've got coming up due for our next set of activities. So if we go to the activities page in my Ozarka, right now we're on week 14 of the semester. Of course, we just had our chapters 25 through 27 activities due last night. There's nothing else due this week. Of course, this is Thanksgiving week, so it's going to be a short week anyway. But I purposely didn't assign anything during Thanksgiving week. So your next set of activities is actually going to be due Wednesday of next week, which will be November 29th. So Wednesday, November 29th, you've got your Chapter 28 assignment, test, and discussion due. All right. Chapter 28 is our final chapter that we're going to cover this semester. So Chapter 28 covers the laws which are designed to protect the rights of employees. Some of the major laws that are related to employment are the Civil Rights Act, the Equal Pay Act, the Age Discrimination and Employment Act, and finally the Americans with Disabilities Act. Those are all laws that are very critical for a business person to understand what the specific requirements of an employer are in each one of those laws. And so that's what Chapter 28 is going to cover. You're going to go in and learn about each of those laws and the specific requirements of each employer based on each one of those laws. All right. And then the only other thing that we'll have after the Chapter 28 activities is you'll notice during final exam week, of course, we've got our final exam scheduled for December 4th through the 6th. And that final exam will be comprehensive. It will cover all the 28 chapters that we've covered this semester. And to study for that, you'll go back and study the concepts that you learned in those 28 chapters. Use your textbook, the PowerPoint slides that are on each assignment page in Miles Arca. Use your videos that I've linked on each assignment page, as well as the chapter tests that you've taken. All of those are open for review. So go back and review those and study the concepts. Don't study the questions. Study the concepts that are covered on those questions on the chapter test, as well as those other learning resources. Specifically, if there were things on the midterm exam that you missed and that you're still not understanding those concepts, go back and study those for the final. And then, of course, study everything that we've done since the midterm exam as well. So, again, the final exam will cover all 28 chapters 1 through 28 that we've covered this semester. I will send everyone more information about the final exam, some specific information later today. So be looking for that. And that's really all I have for you for today. So enjoy your week, your Thanksgiving weekend, and I will talk to you again sometime next week. Thank you.